Hello everyone, we are now at the Counterpoint and DSCC AR/VR Display Forum. Today we are glad to have many industry leaders from the AR/VR ecosystem to join us and discuss the latest technologies and development trends in the AR/VR industry. So now we are glad to have Mr. Said, the Senior Director of the Product Management from Qualcomm, to join us for an interview. The first question is about the integration of AI and XR. So as the generative AI technology is booming, so how do you see the impact that AI will bring to XR? And what's Qualcomm's plan to drive the integration of AI and XR?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. I think we've always said that XR, AI, and 5G together is what's going to drive the next transformation in the industry. We said this even 4 or 5 years ago. And specifically talking about AI and XR, AI is driving really a new wave of really driving the XR adoption in the market in different ways. Number one, it's really allowing to get the basics of XR implemented in a better way. When you're thinking about things like head tracking, hand tracking, body tracking, the codec avatar, those now are becoming more interesting once you combine them with technologies like AI. And now, once we have at least these technologies integrated, we have a much better experience in XR. The next level of this is bringing all the multimodality that GenAI is bringing, with the ability now to have access to all that knowledge base that you have. Like we use them today in different assistants like Alexa or Google Assistant or Siri, etc. Now imagine with multimodality where you have the ability to bring in the user context and feed it into this GenAI. It just delivers to you a much more custom and much more useful virtual assistant for you. So GenAI, as you say today, just if you take this Meta glasses, for example, you see how much really the GenAI drove the use cases. Now you can do translation, you can do different things. It's like, hey, what am I looking at? It's very useful for what we do every day. And this is just the start. Imagine when is this going to go as there are more functionality that are coming and there is more integration across devices. And that's a critical point because at Qualcomm, for us, GenAI, we feel it's not something that is limited to one device, but it is something that is intended to run around a constellation of devices, working together to deliver one experience. So my virtual assistant will be using AI on the glass, AI on the phone, and then through 5G, maybe some extra AI capability coming from the cloud. And each of those experiences, each of those workloads that run in each of the devices is as critical to run there. For example, in this device, I wanted maybe to decide, because I'm speaking with you now and I get a text coming from the phone, I wanted to understand that I'm speaking. The text should not show up. So my user experience will be a lot more intelligent. On the phone, if I'm doing translation, imagine if you're doing all of this just to the cloud, there will be a lot of latency. Maybe you're speaking with me now in a different language and I want subtitles. I want them to be real time. So some of those models need to run locally. They cannot run on the cloud. So we're working on making GenAI a lot more accessible across all these devices and really collaborate in a very collaborative way, in a very dynamic architecture that we can take any experience, we built it into different workloads that run on the glass, on the phone, and in the cloud. And this is as well something you can even extend beyond just what I mentioned in terms of devices. If you're at home, you have different boxes, maybe your TV box, or even your TV itself, or your fridge is going to become more intelligent, or your watch is going to become more intelligent. So how do you bring all of these devices working together to deliver a great experience to you as a user?
Well, sounds the future will be very exciting.
Absolutely. It's I can't wait for this future, but unfortunately we have to be patient. That's the only way.
And the second question is, could you share with us more about your latest XR platform, the XR2 Plus Gen 2, and also the AR1 Gen 1, and especially about how you balance the product performance and power efficiency on these platforms?
So we have committed ourselves to a journey of improving performance from generation to generation, because we know more we give, more there's a need for more compute. And unfortunately, we are touching almost the end of the Moore's law, right? So, and new functionalities are getting added, new workflows are getting defined, and we are continuing to really getting the best per watt from our technologies. We are trying creating new architectures that go a lot more with the workloads that are coming up and the concurrencies that are getting created. XR2 Gen 2 is really the latest of that line, where we bring in particularly 4K by 4K, for example, per eye, just for VR, MR. And that's a very critical step to provide to the market at an affordable price point. And you will see very soon devices in the market that will provide that. There is like example on an enterprise device like Sony device, for example, is already using that, and more is coming in the pipeline. And of course, there are other functionalities, like we need to add more rendering capability, because now that I have a 4K by 4K, I need to process more pixels, right? I need to render better games. And you saw like just what Meta did in the last days at Connect, where they announced the Quest 3S. All the content that could run on Quest 3 will run in 3S at $299. At $299. That's amazing. And you see the lineup that they have in terms of content with a AAA type of gaming. That kind of experiences would not have been possible without delivering a much better processor for them. Likewise, on AR, what AR1 is really offering, which is these glasses eventually, it's focused on, I want the size, I want the weight, and I want the performance that gives me, when I take a picture here, it should be equivalent to a picture that I can take from my smartphone, because it would be silly if I have a camera here and end up taking a picture that is not as good. Or if I have a camera and then I have to pull my phone to take a picture. So this is the right place that we needed to get to that level. We needed to deliver a much better audio quality, so I could have my call here without having my earbuds. So it's a lot of those really that define the requirement for AR1 to become really the chip that powers this kind of glasses, something that I can wear all day long, and it's sustainable. It's something that basically I can use most of the day.
And the next question, so what will be other customers that you're in talks apart from Meta, because you talk a lot about Meta, that may adopt your amazing platforms?
Yeah,
maybe starting from next year.
Yeah. No, I think there are, obviously I cannot talk about customers that are not public yet, but there are so many customers that already launched based on XR2 Gen 2 or AR1. On XR2 Gen 2, for example, there was Pico that is working on that. We announced on the last CS that we have been working with Google and Samsung on XR2 Gen 2 Plus. Sony is another customer that's been working on that. So we have really a very healthy pipeline of customers coming up beyond Meta, targeting different type of markets, targeting different use cases. So I believe there is a space for everybody to come in, and we're looking to scale this platform as much as possible and scale this industry to the mainstream to get it accessible to everybody. Hopefully that it makes their life better.
Good to know. So we can expect more new products maybe from the next year.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that.
So the last question. XR is still a small market. It's quite niche. So what's Qualcomm's view about the future of XR?
Yeah. First of all, XR is going to become as big as any consumer electronics, and maybe the biggest is maybe the smartphone. We believe this is why are we? If you think about it, and I mentioned this many times, Qualcomm has been investing in XR for the last maybe 18 years, right? And the reason we've been doing that is because we've been getting ready to what is the next form factor this will take. And it will take some more time before it replaces this. It takes some more time before people will have everything they need in the glass, but we know it's going to get there. And the ways we're seeing this market is going to evolve, it's going to be from different angles. Because unfortunately, this is not a one form factor fit every use case or every user. Some people want it to be very light, something they wear all day, outdoor, indoor, VR, MR, like very much wider field of view, smaller field of view. So there will be a variety of devices that will be supported, and we'll see people that want it from VR and MR angle, from maybe a tethered immersive VR, or from smart glass with or without a display. And each of those is important, right? I believe the growth is going to come. I believe we just need to learn how to be patient and understand why things are happening in a certain order. Like today in a display summit, you understand that most of the people are talking about the display not being really there yet. And it's going to be in the next 1 year or 2 years. And trust me, I heard that as well 4 years ago. The display is going to be ready in 2 years or 3 years. It's difficult technologies, right? And we will get there. It's not a matter if it's going to happen, if it's going to boom. It's just a matter of when. And we'll keep pushing for it.
Okay, great insight. Thank you for joining us. So
Thank
be
you so much.
positive and be a dreamer.
Absolutely, yes. We're all dreamers. Yeah, thank you so much, Flora.
Thank you.
Thank you.